Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Shay if you're new here. I'm very excited to start today's video. It is a little bit different than what I normally do. Typically, I always have my Disney style, but we are actually going to be thrift flipping a couple of items that I picked up not too long ago. And I think that they're perfect pieces that I think that would go really nicely for a couple of Disney outfits. So maybe at the end we can kind of style them and put them together. So let's take a look at all of the pieces that I purchased and how I want to kind of, I guess how I envisioned on how I wanted to thrift flip it. So let's try those pieces on real quickly. Sounds like a little bit raspy. I did come back from Oogie Boogie the other day, so my voice hasn't fully come back yet. It sounds like a little raspy. I don't normally sound like this. So if you're wondering, that's what had happened. I was probably screaming and dancing and singing the entire time, so that's the reason. Okay, so I had 3 pieces to try on. This is actually my first time at thrift flipping items, so I'm actually very excited about doing something like this. I never have. It's a little bit different. So I've always just kind of made things like from scratch in a sense, just found fabric and patterns and things like that. But I've never fully like redone something with an outfit or with like an item. So that's very exciting. The only thing I've done close to this is like taking things in, and that's really it. So, or hemming and cropping, and like really that's it. So let's see if I can figure this out and see how well I can do this. Okay, so please ignore all of this stuff in the back. Again, I need to reorganize my little office studio Disney room. It's been a little bit busy, but I have projects to do, so let's get to it. It's just gonna get messier, you know, so why not? So this is the first skirt. It isn't really, you know, also it's really big, first of all. So I have just like an idea of making like a shorter version of this skirt. Let's see. I either want to take it up like that, or I can keep it more of like just like a pencil skirt and let's see, hem it or tighten it like this and then take it in like this. I'm just not sure which version I want to do. So I can make it either like a little pencil skirt or I can make it like a flowy skirt. Really pretty on the bottom, so part of me wants to make it like really still like flowy and relaxed. I love the pattern underneath as well. It's kind of like a rose swirl kind of style, but I think that would be actually really pretty to leave it like this, and actually it would be super cute for like a Halloween Disney outfit. Of course, that's where my mind goes. So let's see what we can do with this one. All right, so this next skirt that I have is kind of like just like a little slip. It is on the sheer side, so I do have my little skirt underneath this. So I do want to add something underneath it. I'm not entirely sure, maybe like something white or something like that underneath it as just like a slip underneath this slip, I guess. This skirt, I kind of want to do something similar to the last black lace skirt. I am thinking about just shortening this up a bit, adding another elastic waistband because I do like that. And I think it'd be super cute as like a little mini skirt kind of thing. But I think it'd be super cute styled with like a oversized t-shirt or something like that. I love this lace. I don't know if this is like a lace, like an applique kind of thing down here at the bottom. So that's kind of what I want to do with this second one. Let's try on the third piece. All right, and then this third dress, it does fit me pretty well. I just want to separate it and make it actually into like a matching set instead. It's giving me very much Clueless vibes, so I kind of wanted to channel that and give more of that like 90s kind of style to it and make it just separated and make this into more of just like a mini skirt. I think that this outfit would actually be a pretty perfect like Clueless Halloween costume. So we'll see what we can do with this. This one is probably gonna be one of my more like challenging outfits to do. So let's start with one of my easier pieces. I don't have much time for today, so let's see how much we can get done. I'm back. It's been a couple days later and I didn't get much done on my thrift flips. So we're gonna sit down. I have about a couple of hours before I actually have to go to work. So I'm hoping I can get quite a bit of done, at least one or two of the pieces. So let's see how much we can get done. I am going to go ahead and just set the vibe. I have pretty much like a Rory Gilmore little outfit on, so we're gonna set the vibes. I'm gonna go ahead and light a candle and get into like a little cozy mood and start sewing. I also have to say that it's been raining like for most of the day, so it's super chill and cozy. I don't know, it's just giving me very much fall vibes, even though this weekend's gonna be like 90 degrees, so I'm gonna enjoy it now while it lasts. All right, so for the skirt, I pinned everything for the elastic, and I'm just gonna start sewing this, and I'm gonna fold it in and sew it again. And that's pretty much it. I should also probably change the red thread. Didn't think of that. Alright, I have the first part done, and I'm just gonna fold it down twice, like so, and do a single stitch now instead of a zigzag. And the slip is all done. I'm so excited about it. I feel like I could have definitely gone a little bit tighter with the elastic, but I think it's a good size because it still gives me like a little bit of wiggle room. I could also move it down lower on my hips, but I love it, and I decided I'm not gonna actually add any sort of slip underneath. I think I'm gonna just wear a pair of shorts or something like that underneath it. And I could always change my mind in the future, but I think it would just be really pretty, even over like a white skirt or something like that as well. So that's why I wanted to kind of leave it sheer underneath. So I think it turned out so cute, and I will have to show you guys how I style it. All right, so on to the next skirt. I originally thought that I was going to go ahead and leave the bottom part of this and take this all off and use this part as like the skirt, but I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just use this. That way I can keep the zipper on here. I think it would be kind of smarter, and then cut off this lace here on the bottom. I do feel like this lace has been kind of like shredding a little bit too, so I think it would kind of look a little bit nicer if I weren't to go ahead and just cut this off anyways, and then just work with the rest of this. So we'll kind of see how this goes. I've never done anything like this. So we'll just basically take it in to my size here. The only problem with that is that I can see these like little pleats in here. So I'm hoping that if I just get rid of this basically, that hopefully that can fit me, which I think it just might. And that way I can kind of work with the little pleats on here. But we'll see how this goes. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. Let's try it out. Okay, so I think that I might be right, that it would probably line up pretty nicely with this other pleat here on the side. So I think that we can make that work, and let's just take it in here. I'll have to pin this, and then we'll hem this skirt up. So it might not be as flowy as I want it to be, like how it is here on the bottom, but we'll kind of see. If anything, I could always play around with this, and I don't know. Just going with the flow. Okay, so I went ahead and tried on the skirt. Let me actually lower you guys down, that way you guys can see a little bit better. The skirt fits pretty well now that I took it in, but now I think I'm kind of playing around with the idea of actually hemming this lining to be more of like a mini skirt and having it be just like the lace showing like that. So this kind of gives me like the best of both worlds. I hope you understand what I'm saying, but I kind of want to just switch it up to do something like that. I was also kind of playing around with the idea of like taking it in, kind of something like that. But I don't know exactly how that's gonna look. So I think what I want to do is take this lining up and just having the lace be over my legs instead. So we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, worst case scenario, I can just hem it all up. So I think it looks pretty cool so far. Skirt is done. I think it looks pretty good. Bottom part of it cut off. I am just gonna have to take it in so that way it fits me perfectly. Luckily, this fabric is also really stretchy too, which would be really nice and hopefully really easy to make it into a skirt. I'm so sorry, you guys. At this point, my AC is blasting and it is pretty loud. So here I am just trying on the top and just figuring out how much I want to take off the top. I'm just trying to figure out what the zipper and how I want to go about that. I decided to actually add on a little panel to the skirt just to give me a little bit of extra coverage. So the best way for me to do this is to take out the zipper. So I'm seam ripping the entire thing, and I feel like this takes the longest out of the whole entire project. So it ended up being great because I was able to reuse this zipper in a later project. It is the next day, and I mean serious business today. I completely finished the entire top, and I'm so excited. I have my earphones in and everything, and I'm listening to Hail Mary. If you guys have ever listened to that book or read it, you know how good it is, and I just want to talk to somebody about it. So if you read it, please comment down below so we can talk about it. Also, since it's officially Halloween season, I am sipping on my Alani. It is so good. I don't know what it is about Witch's Brew, but it's one of my favorites, and it truly tastes like a caramel apple. It's so, so good. Okay, so at this point, I basically attached the sides together for the top and re-sewed it. Did not add the zipper back in because the material is basically stretchy enough that I'm able to go ahead and just pull it right over my head. So I decided to do that instead of adding the zipper back in. At this point, I also had trimmed off a panel to attach to the skirt. And now, as you see here, I am hemming up the bottom of the top. At this point, I decided to seam rip the panel that I had cut off, and I decided to just have everything opened up, and I decided to pin everything together with the right sides together, and I started to sew that along the top of the skirt. after I attached the panel, I had rolled down the top part about 2 times just to give me enough thickness, and I started sewing that closed, and here's what it looks like. It is a little bit loose now, but I decided to go ahead and add like a little dart, I guess that's what it's called, to the back of the skirt. Alright, so it's been a few days since I finished all of my thrift flip pieces, so I think it's time to finally show you guys. I can just go ahead and give you guys a little video of every single outfit, and I'm so excited. I'm kind of thinking about styling them all for fall because it is now officially the fall season. So here we go. And just like that, this video comes to an end. I had so much fun thrift flipping with you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, hopefully we can do another one in the future. My puppy is coming in here to come join. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do all of the things, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!